All right, that should be it. I don't think there's no equipment or anything I need to bring along. So we can now undock. And switch to this vessel, and this should now be all set. Back away a little bit. And we should be ready to go. Now I still got, what do we got here? I still got 476 meters per second left in this thing with 2 ignitions. So again, I might as well use it. There's a nuclear nerve engine underneath this one, but might as well make use with what I got. Okay, we can bring up, where's my Kerbal AOS? Down here somewhere. There it is. Bring this back. That one, yep. And let's get ourselves to Minmus. So back to target selection. Celestial bodies. We are selecting Minmus. And we should be in a nice orbit for getting ourselves to Minmus. One thing we got to remember is where we parked our little space plane. So that when we come back, we'll have to dock with it again so we can get down to the surface. Okay. Other way. Okay, let's focus our view here on Minmus. Now we are targeting, let's bring it up, Minmus Station right here. I suspect our timing won't be great, but I don't care. Can't time everything right. There it comes. Adjust this so that we are smacking right into the center of Kerbin, or not Kerbin, of Minmus. But what we're going to need to do is make ourselves a plane change. Now, ideally, you want this trajectory to be in the same plane as coming in this plane of this polar one. You can see we're like not far off from 90 degrees to it, so this is as bad as it gets. The way you fix that is by just moving into the future. As you move into the future, the apparent position of this orbit moves, and you can get it to the point where this angle here is not so big. But you know what? I'm going to say screw it. I'm going to make the plane change when we get out to Minmus because I just don't care. We have mountains and mountains of delta V. I really don't care about that. So we will be staging in the middle of this burn between this engine and then this engine. So I'm going to actually do this one manually. The burn is coming up in, what do we got? 23 minutes and 12 seconds. So let's get to that. All right. I'm saying maybe I can use FMRS to get more funds. I have tons of funds. My funding is, I've been sort of not even paying attention to contracts too much of late, but I got over 3 million Kerb bucks. Funds for me are not an issue. Okay. Here now, which way do we got to point this thing? Turn the RCS off. We are pointing, I'm just putting it onto the maneuver node here. I'm going to do this manually because of the staging that's halfway through the burn. My script for executing maneuver nodes doesn't handle staging. I'd rather just do this. We're burning away from our little space plane, so that's a good thing. This burn's coming up in just under 2 minutes, so let's get to it. Check life support. I did not look at life support. They should have plenty. How come they only have 17 days of water? That's weird. Somebody said check life support like they knew something. They have 77 days of... Here, let's get the burn out of the way. I mean, they got enough to get the Minmus, but they got over 70 days of everything else except for water, which they only have 17 days for, and I'm not quite sure what happened there. Of course, I didn't really check where things were at before I launched this thing, so it could be simply an oversight. There is a water recycler aboard. Maybe I just need to turn it on. I think there's a water recycler aboard. But one thing at a time, burn time first. Burn time, and then we'll check on what the water situation is. Well, we can see our little space plane there. We're going to say goodbye and go. Goodbye, little space plane. We're off. We're just going to stick with this. What is this over here? We got something else. Maybe that's our station? Could be. I don't know. So much junk we have in orbit. I got a feeling that's our station, given that we're not getting away from it too fast. Okay, we're about to lose. There we go. On to the nuclear engine. Leaving a little bit of debris behind, but you know. Michael's saying that the water recycler doesn't show up in the calculations, which could easily be true, but I would still think they had lots of water, but maybe I put in less water than because I knew they had the water recycler. I don't know. We'll go investigate. We'll make sure they're fine. There's also tons of resources on Minmus Station itself, so I'm not worried. Sometimes I should be more worried than I am, I think. Okay, let's go watch this from Minmus's perspective here. Thrust here a little bit. Crossing radiation belts. Okay. I just used RCS to kind of finish this off. Cut a little early. That's okay. So clearly we'll make some form of correction burn. Not going to crack into Minmus just like that. But there's another thing I want to do. Here, let me get this thing lined up, and then I'll talk about the other thing I want to do. Come here. There we go. Oh yeah, I've got to check solar water. Run. Too many things. Okay, while that thing's lining itself up, let's check the water situation. So if we go into automate, this is everything you can turn on and off on here. And the water recycle, I do have the water recycler running. It just must not be working it in. Their water levels are full. So I'm going to say that where their water is by design. And it's just not working out the water recycling. So I'm not worried about it. It will make more water as they head out. But what I was saying is, if we take a look at Minmus here and our station here at Minmus Station, these guys have been collecting science around Minmus. It's been collecting science around Minmus for quite some time. And let me bring up our science archive. And one of the experiments that they were doing is called the site experiment. And for the site experiment, if I put this on Minmus, oh, they still got more to go. I thought they were done. All right, I'm waiting. I thought I checked this and thought it was done, but clearly I'm not right here. They're collecting, this is biome specific in high space, and I'm waiting for them to get this last bit of flats done. And to be honest, well, we'll keep an eye on it. Hopefully they'll get this last little bit of flats done. I'm not sure if it's not really worth it. There's only 3.7 science left, but it's the minimalist in me. But once they go, what I want to do, because they are now in high space, is once they're done the site, I want to go down to low space, because I think there's... Oh, I know what experiment they can do. They have the flight experiment. All these experiments, by the way, are coming from Kerbalism. And I've done the flight experiment in high space, but I've not done it in low space. So I want to move the whole station into low space, which isn't much of a move. Right now it's at 31.5 kilometer altitude. The boundary between high space and low space is only 30. And I was thinking I was going to move it right now, but I'm going to wait and see if they do that last bit of flight science. So what we're going to do is set up a correction burn. That's what we're going to do. And get out there. So add a maneuver here. I'm going to shift our target to the station. And we need to go what? North or south, or does it really matter? Let's pick one way and then we'll decide which way is the better way to go. So we gotta move a little bit of a normal correction like so. And the way you can decide whether I'm going the right way or the wrong way is simply by looking at the angle here. My inclination difference is 97.4 degrees. If it's more than 90, it's more efficient to go the other way. So now my inclination difference is 82.6 degrees. Now, to be quite fair, that's barely any difference. But, you know, might as well go, because it's so close to 90, it really doesn't matter. But I might as well go where it's the most efficient. Okay, let's play around with this a little bit. I want this trajectory just to touch the orbit. Turn this right down. Right down. I'm pretty good with that. But we'll need to make a big plane change when we get there. This is a tiny 1 meter per second burn, which is nothing. We're going to do this with RCS. Alright, let's get out there. I should have an alarm all set and ready to go. I'm a little bit nervous about it. Yep. Okay, so yeah, let's get out to that burn. So goodbye, Kerbin. Crossing radiation belts. Oh, we're getting a coronal mass ejection, but these folks will be fine. That's why the time warping stopping. Keep getting time warping stopping. Oh, why are my batteries low? Nerve SN2. Sorry. Why would my batteries be low? No, my batteries are fine. I don't know what was... I don't know. You can actually look... Sometimes I miss these messages. You can actually look here. There's no more electricity on the Nerve 1 SN2 probe. Oh, that's the stupid stage that I abandoned. I must have put a probe body on it. It ran out of batteries, which of course it would. Of course it would. Okay, we are at our burn. Is it normal or anti-normal? I can't remember which way I pointed. That's going the wrong way. I can see that. So, other way. Alright, so... Yep, I'm just going to keep it on. I don't have to wait for this timer to get down to 0, because the timing of this is no big deal. And it's a tiny little burn, so we're just going to do this with RCS. Just going to look at it from here. Put on RCS. We're going to hit H. That's all we're going to do. And this is nice. It saves ignitions on the main engine. RCS blocks, you never have to worry about ignitions. That's the great thing about monopropellant. There we go. Beautiful. run that alignment script again. What's their water situation now? Water's at 16 days. I don't know. We'll let it... They're fine. Let this get itself all sorted. Not sure this is right. Okay. Alright, let's get ourselves out to Minmus. Put this view on orbital. Minmus should be coming at us from over there somewhere. We are... There comes Minmus. I put my camera in a good spot. Oh, multispectral analysis Minmus space high just got done. Not 100% sure what that actually was, to be honest. Okay, we are not quite in Minmus's SOI yet. Let's do that. There we go. And we're going to set up our capture here. And I think my trajectory is perfectly fine. I don't really see why. Yeah, all I want to do is just touch the orbit. So we're just going to put it right there where the two orbits are crossing. We're going to burn retrograde, but I'm not... I'm going to leave my Apple axis up pretty high because the further this is out away from Minmus, the cheaper my plane change is going to be. And I do have to make an 83-degree plane change. I just don't want it to be too far in the future. Let's give us more. That should be good enough. These guys got lots and lots and lots and lots of fuel. All right. So we're just going to come in. This burn is in just a few hours. Let's get down there. Water's now perpetual. That's what I like to see. Perpetual water. We're going to run our maneuver executor this time. We'll let that... Oh, whoa, whoa. Nope, nope. Stop, stop, stop. Control C. Close that. I think this thrust limit... Oh, I didn't turn down the thrust limiter. Sorry. I aborted that program for no good reason. Let's run it again. I thought I had my thrust turned down on this engine. So I was worried that it was going to do the burn wrong, but I don't have the thrust limiter down, so it's fine. Okay. Bring over this. And for those that may have forgotten, on Minmus Station we have 4 more Kerbals, all doing science. We have a lander that's fully fueled, ready to go back down to the surface to collect more science again. But what I really, really want to do... What am I at for science right now? I'm at 290. I want to get 500 science. And there's a ton of it sitting around on Minmus Station. In fact, I can actually switch to Minmus Station right here. Just to show people. I love that you can do this with Minmus Station right there. And on the data front there... See, they're taking all of these samples in the science lab and they're converting them to transmittable science, but it's taken them a long time. That science lab is working, right? Oh, the laboratory's been disabled. What happened there? I think it might have run out of electricity. Oh, probably it ran out of... There we go. Shoot. I think they ran out of disk space and it didn't turn itself back on. That's my mistake. I think they ran out of hard drive space and the lab turned off and all the scientists went... They threw up their hands and they went, "What you gonna do?" Well, might as well play cards. Okay, yeah, we just did that burn with all that. Oh, there's what I'm looking for. Okay. And let's do the plane change. And so the plane change is going to happen down around here. Oh, I just realized as well, I should have... maybe we'll do it at the same time. I should have, while I was doing this capture, pay attention to what my rendezvous was going to be like. But I didn't, so let's see if we can do it here. So, I need... let's see. Select that. I want this to get better. So that way is worse. This way is better. That. And then we'll use a little retrograde. Bring, you know, let's use these guys. Bring that down. Yeah, I didn't overdid that. Okay. So, a little bit more normal. Is that making it? That makes it better. That makes it worse. Oh, that's making it better. That's getting very close. Just do tiny little adjustments here. Okay, so we got our inclination pretty much right. We just need to give a little bit more prograde. I can see that. This needs to come up. So I want that 0 degrees, but I want... oh, I think I can finagle an encounter out of this too while I'm at it. I think I'm getting lucky. These two are getting very close. So let's see if we can do everything at the same time here. Want that. Yeah, I need even less. There, I got a 0.2 kilometer separation. I have an inclination difference of 0. I got a little bit lucky. Because I wasn't paying any attention to my rendezvous when I did this capture, but it seems to be it's going to work out okay. So that's a 49 meter per second burn to match planes and do all that stuff. So let's get down there. This should be all set up for the solar panels. And yeah, let's get out there. So the maneuver's been set up. Okay. Burn coming up in a couple of hours. Let's put this on free. That looks better. Well, scientists just weren't doing their jobs. Okay, get ready to do the maneuver. Danica says he loves it when a plan comes together. I love it when I have the wrong plan and it works anyway. What I should have been doing when I was setting up that initial capture is paying attention to the rendezvous. I just didn't. I forgot to. I was only paying attention to what the plane change part. But it's all going to work anyway. So that's great. Okay, we got this coming up in just a couple minutes. So let's time warp to it. And all that's left is the rendezvous. If people want, we'll watch it from out here, because I always like this from watching it from out here. I think this looks... I love these kind of big plane changes from out here. So here's our current trajectory, the blue one, and the orange one's what we're shooting for. It's about a few seconds to go. Martin says that he loves the voice mod. That would be Chatterer, putting in all the little Kerbal voices. I love it too. It just adds a nice little atmosphere. There we Go, plane change. I always like the way the periapsis dips into the surface of the planet whenever you do these big plane changes. Okay, and I should also be paying attention to our closest approach here. Okay, burn has ended. A 20, is that literally 28 meter? I was making sure this doesn't say kilometers. 28.4 meter closest approach in 3 hours and 46 minutes. Let's actually add an alarm for that. Give me about 5 minutes warning before we get there. Yep. So I don't boot on by. That is perfect right there. Nice. It's funny, when I set it up, it wasn't that good. It got better. The script actually did a better job than the maneuver node that I put in. I don't know how that happened. I'm just sort of, again, setting up the solar panels here. Making sure they're healthy and nicely exposed. But other than that, time to get down there and say hi to the folks at the station. Well, that must be our station there, blasting by below us. Nicey nice. Close. We don't need this, and we don't need this. Okay. I don't like how these numbers change whenever I hit time warp. It really, really bugs me. It's hard to sort of time warp to the point where, you know, I'm just going to lock this onto the retrograde vector relative to our target, which of course is the station. How far are we? About a minute and a half. We'll start slowing down soon. Okay. About a minute. I still think I can time warp a little closer. We should be able to knock off this speed without too much trouble. Okay, we're under a minute. Let's start slowing down. Oh, we're getting to the render spot here. There we go. That station's getting bigger and bigger, and with all the that's the thing that slows down this game the most, is having lots of parts being rendered at the same time. I think what we'll do is do a great big crew rotation when we get there. We're going to grab some of the samples, take them back to Kerbin and see what we got. So let's cut throttle here, get ourselves a little closer. I'm just keeping the thrust fairly light, just watching my time to my closest encounter. I didn't seem to watch that last time, so this time I'm paying some attention to it. Just knocking off most of this velocity. There we go. Got about a minute. So let's control from here. Pop over to the station. Now, where are we coming at it from? I'm over there. Okay, we'll dock right here. Perfect. There's our dock spot. Lots of things docked to it. There's our SN1 spacecraft, a sister craft to the one that we're in. So we're going to be docking. Oh, wait, set as target. There we go. That's what I meant to do. Okay, slow down. Good enough. All right, it's spinning around. This thing doesn't have the strongest of reaction wheels. Just a little set of them. Where do I have them tucked? They're in here somewhere. Here, I think? Yeah. Set of small inline reaction wheels, and that's it. I was very stingy. Okay, again, Navball docking alignment indicator. I was, I'll say, not surprised, but still kind of disappointed when the final 1.12, the final updates came out, and a decent docking UI was not included. And I really just think that when it comes to this game, docking UI is not something that people really care that much about, only because most people don't do enough docking, and I think mostly because the game's UI makes it makes it difficult to dock. So if that isn't a catch-22, I don't know what is. Quick save, please. Why quick save? Well, maybe. Maybe quick save in worry of Kraken attack. I don't have a quick... I don't know. Does it bug people that I don't quick save more than I do? There's definitely times where I've been in situations where something terrible has happened. Usually a Kraken attack where I go, why didn't I quick save? Here, I'll quick save right now. All right, where are we here? Getting close. Honestly, I think I'm just going to load everybody into this other vehicle, and I'm just going to head on out. Slow down a bit. Whoa, this way a bit more. Slow down a bit more. There we go. A little better than my last docking. Boink. Okay, and toggle that torque while I'm thinking about it. Okay, so we got vehicles everywhere. Yes, so let's shut down this engine. And let's think about what we're going to do with the cruise.